Hello everyone, it's Tara here from TD Aesthetics, and as promised I'm doing a series of videos on a variety of skincare concerns. So this week I'm going to be talking about hyperpigmentation. I did a live video on Facebook about it last week and I thought I'd post this video to my YouTube channel as well. So what is hyperpigmentation and what can you do to reduce its appearance on your skin? So I will refer to my notes because there's lots of information here. Hyperpigmentation is basically caused by an excess production of a pigment in our skin that occurs naturally called melanin. Melanin leads to darker areas. It shows as darker areas in the skin. But obviously people of Afro-Caribbean heritage like myself have more even production of melanin all over the skin, which is why we come across as darker. So this natural colour from melanin is produced by our own skin, and it actually has a protective element to it. It protects the skin by absorbing, by absorbing the ultraviolet rays from the sun. But there are times in our lives when we produce too much melanin or when the production becomes outside of the normal parameters. So three main types of hyperpigmentation, three main instances where your production of melanin increases exponentially. First is called melasma. That tends to be of a hormonal cause. So that could be either when you're pregnant or just after pregnancy or while you're breastfeeding, when you're taking an oral contraceptive because that's an oral hormone that you're ingesting, or when you're going through the menopause, either before, during or after menopause when your hormone levels are slightly different. The second type of hyperpigmentation is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, and that's basically when the skin has experienced some kind of trauma or burns or even acne or scarring can cause melanin production to go slightly awry in those areas of the skin. Hyperpigmentation can also happen after a treatment has gone wrong. So perhaps a laser treatment where the settings were too high and your skin became burnt. And thirdly, hyperpigmentation can happen naturally as a cause of aging. So you can get darker spots in your skin as you get older, age spots. You can also get this from sun damage, and sun damage can take years to appear in the skin as age spots, but also from artificial UVA and UVB rays from sunbeds. And also pigmentation can occur because of pollution and free radical damage to the skin as we get older. So the way that melanin is produced, it relies on a series of pathways in the skin. Enzymes transmit messages to cells to produce more melanin. And in those three types of hyperpigmentation that I've talked about, the enzymes can go a little bit too far. So the main ways that we can reduce the appearance and the effects of hyperpigmentation on our skin, you really think about repairing the current damage, preventing future damage from occurring, and protecting your skin. And you can break that down into even more levels. So to repair the current damage, you're really trying to break down and dissolve effectively the melanin pigment that's already present in your skin. To prevent production of more melanin, obviously when you've broken down the excess melanin that's in your skin, you don't want your skin to be producing more and more and more, because then that's an exercise in futility. You also want to increase your cell turnover so that the lower levels of cells, there's more than one layer of cells in your skin. The lower levels contain less melanin, and you want those to rise to the top. And to do that, you need to get rid of the dead skin cells that are clogging up the surface of your skin. You also want to make sure that you're avoiding triggers for excess melanin production. So when you're out in the sun, cover up, use sun protection, avoid sunbeds if you can, or use something like a spray tan if you really must have that glow. And also try and prevent free radical oxidation and avoid areas of high pollution. That's quite easy to do while we're inside. But really, when we get back out of lockdown, avoid areas of poor air quality because that's going to damage your skin in the long run. Try and use products that give you a barrier or a shield for your skin. So even if you can't avoid going into those kinds of areas, you know that your skin is still well protected. And speaking of products, there are some products that you can use that will help you to achieve all of those aims: to repair, to prevent, to protect. So repairing, you want something that's going to break down the melanin that's already in your skin. And to do that, there's a couple of products that I sell that I know work, because they are products that have active ingredients in key measured amounts that work really well. They're covered with scientific papers, so we know that the results are achievable. So the first of these is by a company called Illuminating. It's called Even Tone. I'm going to move this towards the camera lens so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Also another product by a company called Melasma called Illuminating Serum. Now both of these contain products that actually inhibit the enzyme pathway that cause the cells to produce more melanin. So you're really cutting off the production of melanin at its source. So those are products that you can use daily to reduce the production and break down the melanin in your skin. Another key product is something called cysteamine. Now this is based on a product that we produce naturally in our bodies, and again it breaks down completely the melanin and also inhibits production of more melanin. Cysteamine is quite an intensive pigment corrector, and it needs to be used daily, every day, for at least 12 to 16 weeks. So this will be for someone who has quite noticeable melasma, where they've got patches of very darkened pigment across their forehead, across the cheeks and nose, across the top lip, and sometimes across the chin. These tend to be for people who have been pregnant or who are breastfeeding, and where those hormones have gone very awry and the pigment is very much noticeable. Other things that you can do is increase cell turnover and exfoliate. So for that you need something like a retinol, it's a vitamin A derivative, and it helps your skin just continue that turnover, getting rid of the dead skin cells on the surface and making sure that the lovely healthy plump cells are rising to the top. So you can use a retinol from Illuminating, or a bright and clear solution which contains lactic acid, which is a gentler formulation that again increases cell turnover and allows those healthier cells to come to the surface. And then we're talking about things like protection. So you want to be able to give yourself a physical sunscreen that contains zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, that gives you that shield, that barrier across your skin to make sure that the sun's rays aren't penetrating and causing more future damage. If your skin is particularly oily, or you've got a sheen, or you get an oily T-zone, then I would recommend something like this HelioCare oil-free gel. It's SPF 50, excellent physical sunscreen protection. If your skin tends towards the drier side and you need more moisturizing within your sunscreen, then I would recommend something like Sheer Hydration from Illuminating, which provides you the moisturizing and humectants to make your skin plump and dewy, as well as protected from the sun's dangerous rays. Now, if you're thinking all of this is quite a bit to take in, how can I dip a toe in the water and just find out if these products are for me? For the duration of lockdown, and indeed beyond, I'm going to be offering a little mini taster pack for £15. And these will contain deluxe sample sizes that will give you enough product for up to 7 days, and will always contain a cleanser, a serum, a treatment, and a sunscreen. So for example, for hyperpigmentation, the serum would be something like Even Tone Correcting Serum, which again allows that breakdown of that melanin pigment. You will also get a sunscreen to make sure that you're protecting your skin afterwards. You will get a retinol to use in the evening to make sure that you're increasing that cell turnover, and you'll get sample sachets of a cleanser as well. So all of that for £15, delivered to your home by post, or if you live in Raynham, Kent in the UK, by local doorstep contactless delivery. So I hope that's given you a little bit more information about hyperpigmentation. Do let me know if there are other topics you'd like me to cover in my weekly video series, and hit subscribe so you can always be notified when I set up a new video. Have a great day. Bye everyone.